everyone, it's Christina. I was told I should go by my name that I have on my page, so it is Diamond VSG. I was just checking in to do my 2-week post-op video. I actually my 2 weeks was actually yesterday, which was April 7th, 2017. I had surgery on March 24th, 2017. To give you my stats, I am 5'2". Sorry about the camera. I'm like holding it in my hand. Sorry guys. I'm 5'2". My highest weight was 230 pounds. My surgery weight was 222 pounds. My weight as of last week was 210 pounds. And today I'm at 208 pounds. So I've only had a 2-pound loss in the last week. I had a stall. I was at 210 for a good week. I went to my nutritionist today and she weighed me and I was at 208. The stall was a little discouraging, to be honest. I'm like, is this right? Am I doing anything wrong? Did they actually do the surgery? Because even at times that I took in fluids, I wouldn't feel restriction. I wouldn't feel like I had to stop. Like I was telling my nutritionist, I had like an 8-ounce cup of water and was sipping on it. I'm not sure the time frame of how long it took me to drink that water, but it wasn't long. And I even looked at the cup and I'm like, did I finish my cup already? Like, is that it? And I didn't feel a restriction, but she did say with liquids that you're not going to really feel that restriction because it's pretty much just going to go straight through. Whereas when you start eating food, then you're going to feel that restriction because, food weighs heavier on your stomach. I was on a clear liquid diet for 3 days after surgery, and I was supposed to drink Isopure for protein. Isopure is disgusting. I mean, it's the nastiest thing I've ever tasted in my life. So for the first 3 days, I didn't get any protein. And I got my fluids, like my water, my Powerade Zero. That was really pretty much it. Like some applesauce when I took my medicine, but that was it. I really wasn't hungry. I didn't really want to eat anything. And it really took me probably a week and a half to even finally drink chicken broth. And it was actually really good when I had it, but I forced myself to eat it because after I went to my doctor's appointment for my week checkup, I told them, like, I'm not really hungry, and they're like, well, you have to try to eat something. So I pretty much forced myself to eat it. And since then, I've tried a couple of different soups, like lobster bisque, but we know, it's probably not good for you. It's probably too much sodium and stuff, but I tried that. And I also had a cheddar broccoli soup, which I was told is also really high in calories, so I shouldn't have did that one either. I did blend it down before I ate it. One thing that I wanted to talk about as far as the stall, again, I felt I was doing something wrong because I'm like, well, am I not getting enough food, or is my body kind of starving itself, or is it telling me I'm doing something wrong? So from what I understand, your body kind of goes in shock when you lose a bunch of weight at one time. Your body goes in shock, so it's trying to maintain, or get used to this new weight that you are, because again, I lost 20 pounds in like 2 weeks. So your body kind of goes into shock, like, yo, what's going on? And it has to kind of get used to this new weight that you are. And again, as of today, I'm 208 pounds. So, that's a total loss of 22 pounds in about 3 weeks, because I started, from my highest weight, which was right prior to my liquid diet before surgery. And I'm sorry if I'm skipping all around. I actually wrote down what I was going to talk about in the order, but then I started thinking about other stuff that kind of happened throughout the week, so I apologize. I just want to kind of give as much information as I can. But back to the stall situation. I was at 210 for a good week. I was getting a little discouraged, like, oh my God, like, should I have even done this? Was this even right? Was this really for me? And then I had to stop myself and say, Christina, yeah, you have not lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks in your entire life. For me to lose 20 pounds, it probably would have took me a month, maybe 2, to get 20 pounds down. So I am thankful for where I am now. And I know that it's a process, but it's hard when you see other people's videos and like, oh, I lost 30 pounds and 40 pounds. And I'm just like, well, damn, like, what's going on with me? Am I doing something wrong? So I had to, and I know and I said it for my, previous videos, that everybody's journey is different and everybody's body is different. So I really can't go off of somebody else's. And if you're watching this and you had it done, or you're going through your, pre-op, post-op, whatever it is, just know that, You know, I know you may get discouraged, but just look at the long run, 3, 4, 5 months from now, you're gonna be, if you're not where you want to be, you're gonna be on your way to where you want to be. So I had to kind of look at it like that, like, you know what, this is not just gonna happen like in a month or 2 months or anything like that. So I had to look at it. This is a long process, you know, and it's a lifestyle change. So you know, I kind of just let it go for that. Now, as far as, like I said, hunger, I haven't been hungry. I've been making myself eat. Now, as far as the second week, I have had hunger pains twice. I had one yesterday, and I had one maybe 2 days prior where, like, my stomach, it kind of had, like, it ached a little bit, and I'm like, and it growled a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. In my mind, I wasn't saying I was hungry. It was like my stomach was like, yo, you need to eat something. What I've been doing is trying to get my protein in first. And the reason I'm starting with protein every day is because it took me a long time for my hair to grow back to where it is. And this might sound vain, selfish, whatever, but it took a long time for my hair to get back where it is right now. And protein is basically what keeps your hair from growing or falling out and stuff like that. So I try to get my 60 grams of protein with my Premier protein shakes in the beginning of the day, or at least, you know, first half of the day. And then I was like, you know what, I'll eat something at night, or try to eat something at night, depending on how my day goes. So for instance, yesterday, I had to go to my cousin's wake, unfortunately, and rest in peace, Anthony. I had to go to a wake, and I said, you know what, on my way to New York, I'll just take 2 Premier protein shakes, 2 bottles of water, and I'll be at family house. So if I get thirsty or something, I'll just drink some of their water. I could have had, my soft food diet started yesterday, so I could have had tuna fish or something like that, but I prefer to try something like that when I'm home. So in case I don't feel well or it doesn't really sit right, I can go to the toilet, or I'm in the house and I can do whatever it is that I need to do. If I need to throw up or whatever the reaction is going to be. Because again, I haven't eaten food really with chunks in it since before surgery. So so I took the 2 Premier protein shakes. I finished them probably like around, I'll say, I was kind of really slowly sipping on them, so I didn't finish the other one until about 3, 4 o'clock, the second one. And I was down like 1 bottle of water, and I was working on the second bottle of water. And my boyfriend called me and said that, sorry, my phone was dying, that his friends wanted to go out to Fridays. And he was like, well, we don't gotta go because I know you had the surgery. Of course, I'm not gonna say no, we're not gonna go just because of me choosing to have the surgery. Because I'm on soft food diet, I said, well, maybe I could find something there that I can eat, because they said you can have fish, as long as it's baked and, you know, it's a soft fish. So I said, okay, well, let's go. So we went, and I ordered salmon, mashed potatoes, and mac and cheese. I had no intentions of eating the mac and cheese. I wasn't sure if I could have the mashed potatoes, but I just ordered it because you have to have 2 sides, and I ordered the salmon. Got the salmon. I took a couple bites of it. I actually added a picture of before and after, and again, mind you, I didn't eat any of the mac and cheese. I gave it to my boyfriend. Took a couple bites of the salmon, took a couple bites of the mashed potatoes, and I was like, I'm good. Like, I felt fine. I didn't feel stuffed, but my body was like, because I took a bite and I would put the fork down. And that's what they kind of tell you, you gotta chew up your food really good, put your fork down in between you putting food in your mouth, so you're not constantly just scooping food into your mouth. And as I did that, I realized, okay, after these couple bites, I'm done. I'm not even hungry anymore. And it was just so good. Mentally, I wanted to eat more, but I knew physically I couldn't, and I stopped. I didn't, you know, do anything, and I couldn't drink my water, of course, because you have to wait 30 minutes in between drinking and eating. So after I finished my last bite, put my little timer on to drink my water, and I probably drank a sip of the water before we left. I felt fine doing that. On the way home, I felt in my chest, it was something stuck in my chest, and I had to pull over when we were on the highway. And I'm sorry if this is a little too much, but I had to throw up. I had to throw up. And it wasn't like a whole bunch of vomit. It was like I was spitting up my food, and I was like, yo, this ain't cool. I said, well, maybe my body wasn't ready for that yet. And like I said, I went to the nutritionist today, so I brought that up to her, and she said, you know what, yeah, it was too tough. It was grilled. It wasn't really baked. And so, of course, if it's grilled, it's a little tougher. I tried to eat the inside and not the outside where it was all the crust and stuff, but still, my body is not ready for that yet. And it, it is what it is. I'm living, I'm learning. I've never done this before. This is my first time ever doing anything like this. So I'm learning as I go, and I try not to make, mistakes or big mistakes, because of course that can hurt you if you really do the wrong thing. So therefore, the throwing up dumping syndrome. This is actually the second time I had dumping. Actually, the third time I had dumping syndrome. Within the first week, and I didn't mention in my last video, I was eating the sugar-free popsicles, and they're 3 ounces. So I said, okay, well, my stomach can handle 3 ounces because I've been drinking 3 ounces. But it seemed like every time I got to the end of that popsicle and I finished it, I had to throw up. But I wasn't. It was like more or less a foam, but it was of the popsicle juice. So I had started now. Basically, I cut it in half, and I just eat half of the popsicle. And then also I had a chicken noodle soup that I got from Quick Check actually on Tuesday of this week. I have a chopper. I have a blender too, but my chopper works a little better than the blender. Put the soup in the chopper, chopped it up for a little bit, and of course now the broth is kind of thick because it had pasta noodles and stuff like that in it, but it was again chopped really small. And I took a few bites and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. Got full maybe after 3 teaspoons. I use a teaspoon, I use a tablespoon, because I figure use a teaspoon, you're getting less in, you can take your time. So got the teaspoons, maybe 3, maybe 4, and I was full. I'm cooking dinner. I knew the next day on Friday that I could have tuna fish, because I was so ready to have tuna fish this whole journey. I don't know why, but I was craving tuna fish, so I made tuna fish that Thursday night. Again, right after I made or ate, the couple of spoonfuls of soup. And of course, I want to taste the tuna fish to make sure it tastes right. I took a little piece just to make sure that I need any pepper. I wasn't putting salt, but I wanted to make sure if I need to put pepper in it. And right after I took that bite, probably about 5 minutes later, I was in the bathroom and I threw up every single thing. The soup, the tuna, everything. It was all gone. And again, my nutritionist said the chunks of the noodles, like the pasta and stuff, it doesn't really sit well with you. And of course, it was thick. So again, still learning. I don't know, I gotta figure it out. I'm living, I'm learning, and I'm glad for my nutritionist because I'm able to email her at any time and say, hey, is this okay for me to have? Is this okay for me to have? And she'll say no, or try a little bit, or she's there. So I appreciate that. And there was I saw for this week that they had something called ricotta bake. So just for any of those that are on your soft food diet, they have something that's called a ricotta bake. I told my nutritionist I love cheese. I'm a rat when it comes to cheese. I love cheese. Like, I can sit here and have a little block of cheese and cut off slices and eat cheese. Not the whole block. I mean, I could, but I would stop myself. I just love cheese. So they have a thing called ricotta bake. I want to try that to make it. And if I find a good recipe and I do try it, I'll put it in my next video just to let you guys know, how it was. I did say last time I talked about the protein shakes that I got from Quest. I have not tried, it's behind me, the chocolate milkshake yet, but the banana cream I did not like that much. I prefer the Premier protein shake over that one. The peanut butter was really good. I love the peanut butter. I'll probably get a couple more of that. Again, the cookies and cream, I said before, it's a little too chunky, and I didn't really like the taste of that too much. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And I'll try the chocolate one. So they have different protein shakes out there. I kind of now just want to stick with the Premier protein because I know I like it and I can get it down, and I don't have to make it. It's already made. So yes, it's a little bit more expensive than buying the powder, but you're paying for convenience. So as always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, comments, anything, put them below. I do respond to everybody. You can also hit me up on my Instagram, which will be in the comments. And again, at the end of this video, I'll just show you a picture of what I had at Fridays. Again, I know now not to do it again, but I'll post that at the end. Thank you for watching.